Hello everyone. Today I'll be showing you how to play Betrayal at House on the Hill by Wizards of the Coast. In Betrayal at House on the Hill, each player chooses an explorer to investigate a creepy old house. As you explore the house, you discover new rooms. Each time you enter a new room, you might find something, or something might find you. Explorers change over the course of the game for better or worse, depending on how they deal with the house's surprises. The house is different each time you build it. At some random point during the game, one explorer triggers a scenario called a haunt. When the haunt is revealed, one explorer becomes a traitor bent on defeating his or her former companions. The rest of the explorers become heroes struggling to survive. From then on, the game is a fight between the traitor and the heroes, often to the death. This game has 50 different haunts, and each one tells a different story. All are yours to explore as you live or die in the house on the hill. Now I would like to show you the different game components. You have one main rulebook. You have two separate haunt rulebooks, one for the heroes and one for the traitor. You have a stack of 44 room tiles for you to explore throughout the game. You have the starting tile for the ground floor, as well as the starting tile for the basement and the upper floor. You have 6 plastic figures that each correspond to a singular character, along with the character cards. You also have plastic clips, which go on the side of each individual trait of a character that track the knowledge, sanity, might, or speed of that character. You have 8 different dice. Each die has 2 0 sides, 2 1 sides, and 2 2 sides. You have a turn damage check, which helps keep track of the turn number whenever the haunt begins. You have 13 different omen cards that can be drawn from. You have 22 item cards that can be drawn from. And you have 45 event cards you can draw from. You also have about 150 little monster tokens that are in the box that you can use for the different scenarios. The object of the game is to explore the house and make your explorers stronger until the haunt begins. After that, your goal is to complete your side's victory condition first, either as a hero or a traitor. To set up the game, each player chooses a character and places that character's token on the entrance hall. Each character has mental traits, and they also have physical traits. The mental traits include sanity and knowledge, and their physical traits include might and speed. Speed in this game is used to move throughout the mansion, so if I have a speed of 4, I can move up to 4 spaces and take 4 actions on my turn. Might is what you would use to physically fight another being or character. Sanity is something you use whenever some ghoul or ghost tries to attack you, or some vision comes in, you're trying to defend yourself. Knowledge is something you use whenever you're trying to break into a vault or, discover something that requires knowledge to use. Put the dice in 2 separate piles on the side of the table so all players have easy access. Make sure to shuffle all omen, item, and event cards, as well as the room stack, and you should be ready to go. The player who goes first is the player whose character has the most upcoming birthday. So for example, Professor Longfellow's birthday is July 27th, and today currently it's July 16th, so this character would go first if I was playing right now. Starting with the first player and going to the left, each player takes a turn exploring the house. Throughout the game, while exploring the house, different actions and events can cause your trait values to either go up or go down. Let's say if your speed needs to go up 2 points, you would go up to this next 4, and then up to this 5. Each trait has a maximum value. So for example, this character's maximum value of speed is 8. Once I'm up to 8 for speed, I cannot go any further. So if I need to increase my speed once, I won't be able to do so because I'm at my maximum value. On the other end, if your speed drops down to its minimum value of 3 right before the skull, if it's before the haunt begins, you cannot die, and if your speed needs to lower again, you stay at 3, which is the lowest value. Once the haunt has begun, this speed trait can drop down to 0, and you'll die from that happening. Certain actions or cards will tell you to take, let's say, physical damage or mental damage. If they say take 1 point in physical damage, you either drop speed or might, you have the choice. If they say you have to drop 3 points in physical damage, then you'll drop a combination of 3 within the 2 of your choosing. So you can drop 3 speed, 3 might, you can do 2 speed and 1 might, etc. Some events will tell you to take 1 die of physical damage or mental damage. In this case, you roll a die, and the result is how many points of damage you take. So in this case, I would take 2 points of physical damage, if that was the case. On your turn, you can do as many of the following actions as you want in any order. You can move your character, discover a new room, use item or omen cards, attempt a die roll, or make an attack. When moving throughout the house, you can move as many spaces throughout an open doorway as the amount of speed that you have. So this character has a speed of 4, so he can move up 1, 2, up the staircase for a 3rd movement, and then they can discover a new room for the 4th and final movement. When discovering a new room, you take the whole stack of room tiles and you bury the cards on top that do not show the floor you're on to the bottom. So right now I'm on the upper floor, so I need a room that is available on the upper floor. So I take this basement card and put it to the bottom, again with this basement card. And now I found a card that is suitable, a room that's suitable for all floors. So I take this one, and this is the room that I'm now exploring. So it's the junk room. It's an omen tile. When exiting, you must attempt a might roll of 3+. If you fail, lose 1 speed but continue moving. So this now goes here, and you can choose the direction that the room goes. Some rooms don't have all 4 exits, so it might only be like these 2 are the only exits and entrances. So you get to choose how you place it. Once you discover a new room, if it has an action symbol for one of these 3 cards, you immediately resolve that first. So for example, this is an omen. So I'll go ahead and draw the omen card from the top and read aloud. Medallion. A medallion inscribed with a pentagram. You are immune to the effects of the pentagram chamber, crypt, and graveyard. And then it says make a haunt roll now. Throughout the game, you'll be collecting omen cards and making haunt rolls to see when the haunt will begin. When making a haunt roll, you roll 6 dice, and you must roll more than the number of omen cards that are in the game to stop the haunt from happening. So at this point in the early game, there's only 1 omen. So with my 6 dice, I must roll a result of 1 or greater, which is very likely. So right here, I rolled 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if there were 7 omen cards in the game, we would still be fine. If there were 8 omen cards in the game, and I rolled a 7, then the haunt would have begun on that turn. Now that this character has explored a new room with a card tile symbol on it, one of these 3, your turn immediately ends. If you were to draw a room tile that does not have a draw condition on it, you can continue moving if you have enough speed for that action. Item cards and omen cards stay with the character face up in front of them for everyone to see. Event cards, after resolving the event, you can discard the event card to the bottom of the deck unless it's an ongoing condition where you keep it next to the board or next to yourself. Some event cards throughout the game ask you to attempt a sanity roll, might roll, speed roll, or knowledge roll. What you do is you look at, for example, your sanity trait value. So for this character, his sanity is 3. So for this specific sanity roll, he would roll 3 dice. And the outcome of those 3 dice is what happens from the event. So I'm going to roll 3 dice. I rolled a 5. So I would read aloud the condition for 4+. which is you resist the sound and nothing happens to you. Once the haunt begins, players can start attacking each other with their might trait. So for this example, the green and white character are next to each other in the same room. If the white character has another speed movement left in his turn, he can use one of those to attack the green character, if that was his motive. The white character would roll 3 dice for might of 3, and this character would roll 4 dice for a might of 3. So that's a total of 4, and for this character, a total of 1. So what happens is the characters take the difference, and the loser of that fight takes that many damage in their physical traits if might was used. So for example, this is a 4 and this is a 1, so this character would take 3 points of physical damage. Once the haunt begins, the game changes dramatically. Now it's a desperate struggle to win before your opponent does. Once a character fails a haunt roll, they look in the traitor's tome to see which room they were in and which omen card they had when they failed the haunt roll. This haunt chart will tell you, based off what room you're in with the omen and what card you've drawn, as to what scenario you'll be playing as. At the bottom of the haunt chart, you can see which player becomes the traitor based off which scenario is going to be played. Once the haunt has been revealed, traitors take the traitor's tome and go to another room to read individually, whereas everyone else, all the heroes, will read the Secrets of Survival to see what they need to do to win. The first side, the traitor or the heroes that completes their goals for the haunt wins the game. A haunt goal is described under "you win when" and doesn't necessarily require killing the traitor or heroes. At least one hero must survive for the heroes to win. However, some haunt's goals allow the traitor to win the game even after he or she dies. For instance, the monsters that players might control will be able to win without the traitor's help. When one side completes its goals for the haunt, someone from the winning side reads "If You Win" section from the side's haunt book out loud. Thanks for watching and learning how to play Betrayal at House on the Hill. Make sure to tune in on Thursday to watch us play the game. Bye!